My name is Veronica, and I'm a girl child survivor. This is my story.
Hello, Veronica.
Hi.
Welcome to the Women series.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. We've had little chit chats backstage, but now this is real. How are you? I mean, maybe we should start from how were you and how are you now?
Okay. I'll say I'm still in the recovery process, but it was better than it was years back.
So when you mean years back, how many years are we looking at?
Like, this should be the 6th year.
6th year.
Yeah, you know what happened 2015.
So what happened in 2015? Was it family related? What happened in 2015?
Yeah, it was family related. 2015, we all were living together as a family. Well, all of a sudden, 2015 November, I can't remember the precise date, but it was November. My mom and I, we went for a vigil, because we do have vigil in our church every Tuesday. So we went for a vigil. The other kids were in school. My other brother was in our institution. My younger sisters were in boarding house. So I was the only child at home then.
At that point, what were you doing? Were you in school?
No, I was an apprentice. I was learning.
I just finished secondary school.
Not really. I finished secondary school 2013. So like for 2 years I've been at home.
So that was the months you were at that time.
So that year when we got back from vigil, my dad locked us out. My mom and I, we didn't go with our keys. So he locked us out, and I called. I was like, Dad, you locked us out. Normally, we're supposed to meet him at home, but that day we did not. I called him. I was like, Dad, you locked us out. And I said, when I get back, I don't want to meet your mom, and I don't want both of you at home when I get back. Stuff like that. I was not wondering.
He doesn't want to meet
my mom and I.
Was there an argument before then?
I would say yes, because as a couple, they fight a lot. They fight a lot. And my dad is kind of person, you can't tell him that what you did was wrong, except if you don't want to continue your school, or probably you don't want feeding fees, or you will get punished. He's not even that kind of man. Like, he has this, I'm not supposed to with this kind of personality. You can't tell him what you did was wrong. So he would call us, your mom did this, your mom did that. We can only talk to our mom that, Mom, what you did too was wrong. You too, you know the kind of person he is. You have to be calm and all that. But they fight a lot. Like, they argue a lot. Sometimes you won't answer him. Sometimes you reply. And if you should reply, another episode in the house. So yes, they have these back and forth arguments between them. For months, for weeks, they don't talk in the house. They talk to weak. Yeah, they talk to weak kids, and we live in the same house. So, yeah, that was what happened between them then. Yeah. And initially, the both of them, they have this argument and all, but it was cool with us kids. Like, there was nothing wrong with us kids. But suddenly, there was one night like that. He came home from work. That was when I started noticing that something's wrong with my dad or something. That night, he came home. I could remember. I went for post-UTME. So the score for that post-UTME was 40, and I had 39. So he came home that night. I was even watching TV, yeah, an Indian series. But like, every time, he always he mark away, stuff like that. Things like that. I was not looking at it. What did I do? Regardless of my mark, I'll be admitted to the university. Next thing, am I doing what you're looking at like that? Stuff like that. So started cursing me at that moment. I was like, I was shocked. Like, is this my dad? Something like that. Since that night, he has changed. Not until he chased us out.
What was the chasing? How was the chasing experience like? You recalled, you said that you went for video, and then by the time you got back home, you just figured out that he had locked you out, and then you called him, and then he said that
he doesn't want to meet us at home.
Yourself and your mom.
Yes.
So where did you go to? At that point, what exactly was going through your mind? Where did you go to that night with your mom?
That night, no, we came home the next morning. The next morning after vigil, we came home the next morning, like 5 a.m.
So where did you sleep?
I found a way to take my mom's bag because her key was in her bag. So I found a way to take her bag with one mopping stick I could remember. So we got in. She took few of our things, but the reality hasn't dawned on me at that time. So I was like, why would he chase me out? So I didn't take anything. My mom took few of our things. I didn't take anything except what I was wearing that day. So we slept. We slept for the vigil and all that. So we slept. The next morning, my mom went to her shop, and I went to my work too as an apprentice. I went there. When we got back, he already changed the lock. Yeah, he already changed the lock. So my mom called me, said, where are you? I said, I'm at home. I said, okay, she's coming. So she came to meet me there then. So when we got there, we noticed that the lock was changed. So we waited. People were like, let him come. We'll beg him when you guys behave and all that.
And all of this period, you didn't know what exactly was wrong. You were still living in...
What he actually said was, as a child, like, I don't think there's nothing a child can do. Then how old was I? I was a teenager. Oh, yeah, I guess. So that day there was no water in the house, and that is not the first time. If there's no water in the house, there's one extra drum we have. There's always water in that particular plastic. So that there's water there. And I said I didn't fetch water for him. That was his excuse that particular day. He said I didn't fetch water for him. So my mom said, it's what your mom told you to do. That's what you're doing. And I'm doing it on my own accord. I was like, I'll fetch water the next day. That's what I was, that was what I felt. And if you have to take water, you know where to take it from. So it shouldn't be an issue. Not until, because of that reason, he chased us out. Just because of that reason. Yeah, so.
And that was the end for you? Yeah. That was the last time you ever lived with your father?
Yeah.
That was the last time.
That was the last time.
So after that experience, you had to go to school.
The next day I got admitted. The next day he chased us out.
The next day he chased you out. You got admission. Or you received your admission letter.
It was a text message actually. A text message, yeah, and an email, yeah. At the same time that day, I guess it was on the Thursday.
So how was that feeling like for you? Your dad just chased you out of the house. You are still in the process of trying to grasp what is going on, and you are receiving something that's supposed to be a good news. Yeah. Yes. So how did that make you feel?
I didn't take it as a good news. It was sad. Like, it was really sad. Because my dad is, for a man, is actually well-to-do. And my mom, she was a petty business owner. So if she had to send me to school on her own, it would be to be hard for her. So then it was then I had that, yes, okay.
Reality has set in.
Exactly. I was like, yeah, this is life. Like, now I'm now understanding what life means. Before then, I had this notion that I have no problems, like no problem at all, until that day, until that very day. So the moment I received the text message, I showed my mom. We're still at our house. We're still
supposed house.
Okay.
Yes.
So we're still there. My mom started crying. I saw my mom crying. I started crying too. Even our neighbors, they were crying alongside, because people begged him. Like, they begged him that okay, he's sorry. I'm sorry, we're all sorry, like on their behalf at least. Even if you're even fighting with the kids and the mother, you shouldn't fight with the kids as well. That's it. Everyone begged. He didn't listen.
At that point, where were your siblings? They had not heard what was going on.
My brother did, because we could communicate with him then. But my younger ones, they were in boarding house, except if we had to tell their guardians. But no, my mom said no till they get back. They will get to know. But my brother knew immediately when it happened.
And then life dawned on you.
Yes, it did.
Okay. So from that point, I mean, the most difficult point at that time was you going to school.
Yeah.
Finance became a problem. Money became a problem.
Yeah, it did.
How did you see yourself through?
It wasn't easy. Our church then, our pastors, many people in our church, like they stood up for the assistants, like many people. Then my school fees was 69,000, I guess. I had to pay acceptance fee, house rent, everything and all that. So they can only do little, they can't do all. Even if I received financial assistance in 100 level, what about the remaining years? And yeah, a lot of people stood up to help. My mom was so grateful then. A lot of people, even from where we didn't even expect. Yeah, they did. Like our pastors, the pastors in our church.
Is there any experience you look back at now and you were like, why did this man do this to me? As in, why did he try to leave me at this particular point?
Yeah, there is. While I was in 100 level, then the money wasn't enough for all I needed. So 100 level at our school, they said we should get this tax clearance. And for you to get tax clearance at the local government, you need, was it not 20,000 then or 10,000? I can't remember. So I had no money to get that. 100 level for semester, my school fees wasn't complete then. So I couldn't do some exams first semester. Second semester, I missed all my departmentals. I couldn't do that too. So at the end, I had 2 extra years. I'm still in the process of doing that presently. I should have graduated like 2019 with my sets. I haven't.
Now, they used to say that female students, when they get to school, it is very easy for them to maneuver their way because they are female students. They probably have their way and they get pressured or see their peers doing certain things and then they fall in that line to do that particular thing. Was there any point you felt pressured into going into that?
To be honest, no, I did not. To be honest, no. Probably it's the way I was being brought up or something. I did not. But then I looked for everything I could do to get money legally. That is. Then there was this catering ushers. I did that at a point. Then they paid me 1,000 naira. Yes, for just one day on Saturday. Yes, 1,000 naira. So from there I moved to 5,000 naira. The next one I was offered was not 10,000, but I was not comfortable with the clothes they said we should wear. That's why.
I was going to ask that because I know that some of these ushering jobs comes with extra needs.
I wasn't comfortable with the clothes they gave us. They even said we wear heels, and I hardly wear heels.
Did you had friends?
Yeah, I did.
Your friends, they were, at least I want to guess that some of them came from good families and they were comfortable. How did that make you feel?
Yeah, then I would think that they are lucky.
What do you say to them?
What do I say to them? There was a time a friend of mine, she came to, tell me about her dad, that he's not paying off, And I told her one part of the story. I told her my story, that, do you know you are lucky? at least you should be able to understand the fact that he doesn't have at this point in time. Probably he's going to give you later. I don't have someone to give me money. I don't have someone to call. I don't have a father to call. And it's not that he doesn't have the money to do that, but he won't. He won't even think about it twice. So then I would feel that, yes, they are lucky. I'm just one of the unlucky children in the world.
You are lucky. I mean, that's just your story. Probably this was how it was supposed to be. I don't know. Okay, so I still want to ask about money. I mean, at that point you were not working, and you needed funds, you needed assistance, you needed all of those things at that particular time. 100 level, you said you missed out on exams. 200 level, what happened? 300 level, what happened?
200 level. My mom, that 200 level, she went to meet some people, like our pastor then. There are some people in our church, like they were, they were to do, they were okay. So my pastor told her to meet with those people. So, we're in Nigeria, not everybody is
willing to help.
Yeah, so I could remember a man gave her 20,000. Another man gave her 30,000. That's 50,000. And the money was 69,500. She had to borrow 200 level. She had to borrow money. And my feeding fee wasn't part of it at that time. So she had to borrow money.
How were you feeding?
How was I feeding? The little she had, I managed.
I mean, this is just you, and you had 2 extra siblings behind. Let's even say your elder brother was done with school at that time, and your mom. Was there any point your dad even tried to reach out to you to even say he wanted to help, or?
No, except, was I even help? Except recently, our last born, she's in SS2 presently. She's still in boarding house. She's in SS2. Except this last term they had, I guess she's in 3rd term. Yeah, this present term, he called a guardian, and that guardian is my dad's colleague. So he called her, said he wants to check on my sister and all that. And he asked if she had pocket money. So after the conversation, the woman said he sent 2,000. And like few months after, he sent 5,000 naira again. That's the only time I can say.
You even reached out to the family.
Yeah.
So when it comes to feeding, your welfare, accommodation, I mean everything, it has just been you, your siblings, and your mom.
Yes.
There's something they call mental health. Maybe at that time, while you were young, you didn't know anything about mental health, or you didn't realize that there's even something called mental health. But I want to believe that now you know that there's something called mental health. How did you deal with that? You seem to be a strong girl. You seem to be very much unbroken. But mentally, what position did it put you?
The moment I realized that there's something like it's actually disturbing was when I was refused, like those exams I told you I missed. When I go home, like when I go to my room, I had to lock the door. That day it wasn't funny. I broke all my plate. Like it was like, I have a father, for goodness sake. I had to break all my plates, everything I destroyed. Basically, everything in my room. And I was like, I have a father, and he's alive, he's well to do. And he's well to do, and all this, I'm going through all this on my own. Even some people had to break in. I told them I can't commit suicide, for goodness sake. No, I wouldn't do that.
Calm down. Do you want to take water?
No.
Are you sure? I mean, after that position, that was just one experience you had where you were broken and you felt like a human being.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. After that, how did you pick up yourself? I mean, I'm saying this because a lot of girls would have been pushed or pressured into doing what they didn't want to do, what they don't even feel like, which is obviously the narrative we find nowadays. When you ask people why they are doing certain things, they tell you it's as a result of their background, as a result of their parents' negligence. And you are an example, like a victim of father's negligence. How, when you see women like that, I'm even trying to calm down. When you see young ladies like that, what exactly do you say to them? How do you even try to even encourage or talk to them?
They should remember, like, they should try to remember the kind of person they are. And they should try to think of the future. You don't do anything that would jeopardize your future, because it will definitely come back to haunt you, if not destroy the person. So try as much as possible to stay on the lane. Don't go overboard. Yes.
Now I've asked you how were you. Now, how are you now?
Presently, like I said earlier, I'm fine, but
How is life treating you now?
life now, then I had to be dependent on someone. But now people see me as, you're of age. You should
Pick up things.
Yeah, on your own. That's the stage I am presently. So it's not good. It is not money, to get money, like to get money legally, or should I say in the right way, to get money the right way in Nigeria presently is quite hard. It's hard though. It's quite hard, and I even have this petty business I'm doing, but people are not willing, to patronize.
Because you're still upcoming.
Yeah, and then there was a time I was doing this online stuff and all that. I had to stop because of how am I supposed to put it? The approach some guys gave me. They'll be trying to harass me just because I want to sell something to you. That doesn't mean I'm a loose person or something. So I had to stop. Stop that.
I was going to get there to ask you about any form of harassment from external factors, maybe even in school.
Yeah, I had one experience then. There was this friend of mine, my friend Biola. She said she wanted to stay in my room because she was scared. I was sleeping alone then. So she came over. And there was this guy that was disturbing me then. This guy is really tall. I mean, when you say a guy is tall, this guy is tall, like he's very tall. So the guy, he do disturb me and all that. And he knows my room, he knows my hostel. So there was, I guess that day, they forgot to lock the door downstairs. So at about to 12 years, I just had a knock on my door. I was wondering who would knock at this time. The next day, I just opened the door. He just came in, just like that. And he came in drunk, for that matter. He was drunk. I was asking, what are you doing in my house by this time? What are you looking for? Started saying all sorts of nonsense. I'm here to tell you how I feel about you. So I was, and this, my friend, she was sleeping. She didn't even wake up. Like, okay, what's happening? The next thing, just carried me on my bed like that. I didn't even know. Probably God loves me. I didn't know where this strength came from that day. I kicked him in the nuts. I kicked him real hard. That was when he came to realization of what he was doing. I don't understand. I chased him out. I don't see you ever. Don't you ever come near me again.
Where did the strength come from?
That day I was wondering, how strength though? So yeah, that was my experience with sexual harassment.
Now, if your dad ever comes back to you, maybe say today your dad comes back, would you welcome him with open arms? What are the things you'd love to say to him? I mean, what were the things you want to say to him at this point?
To be honest,
yes,
I can't welcome him with open arms. I can't. Like, I'm human, for goodness sake. why would I do that? Why would I want to do that? I mean, I'll be like, what's your point? What are you looking for at this point? Our last one she's 17 and she's in SS2. I mean, everything is fine presently. There's no work for you to do again. So what are you looking for? What's your point? Like, what do you want? Do you need money? Do you need something? Yeah, I would ask him. Yeah, like my mom do say I inherited that from him. Yeah, I would ask him, what are you looking for? What do you want? I mean, I can't welcome him with open arms. No. I have a sister that would do that, but not me. No, I wouldn't. I won't do that. But I know people will be like, he's still your father.
Yes, I was going to say that he's still your father.
And I'll tell them it's not their business. It's mine. I'll not welcome him more.
Wow. Thank you very much for all of this. And I wish you very well.
Thanks for
going forward. I hope
me.
that God strengthens you.
Amen.
And leads you in the right path. I mean, God heals everyone. They say time heals wounds, right? I mean, maybe it's eventually going to happen. I'm so glad to share your story or to hear your story. I mean, I might not be able to relate with you on the same terms, but I mean, on certain terms, when it comes to harassment and all, I might be able to relate with you. But going forward, it can only get better.
Yeah.
It can only get better.
Yes.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. You've heard Veronica's story, which was quite touching. I mean, I was moved to tears at a particular point. And it brings me to say that there are lots of women or there are lots of young girls out there that are going through the same problem, regardless of the social stigma and the societal standards that were placed on women or the girl child. Some people are still strong, some people are still unbroken, some people would not jeopardize their life for just few or little thing. Veronica might have been a victim of parental negligence, but then again, there are other things that might have been a factor to all these things. Society is there, parenting is also a factor, external influences are also factors. These and many more will we be checking out and discussing in this series for the month of July. Thank you for joining me today. I mean, I would look forward to seeing you next week as we speak to a parent on hearing a parent's side of the view. And until next time, thank you for watching.